Dockers. The Dockers met Richmond in their first ever AFL match at the MCG. That was a thriller. The Tigers won it by 5 points. In fact, they had 2 close games last year. Gale hits the deck. Players come from everywhere, and the umpire will bounce it to start proceedings. No, he won't. There's going to be a free kick. It's going to the Dockers, taken by Rowe. Rowe goes out wide. The short to the tall. Daniel Bandy. 75 metres from goal, and the Tools of Richmond. Mark taken down there by Charles. Came from Footscray, played a little bit of baseball at his time. Chopped off beautifully by Mitchell. Mark or free kick. Not paid out there to Toya, and the crowd didn't like that. That's out of bounds. A couple of interesting ones. Throw in, right on 50. Dockers right half forward flank. No one can really get a clean position there. Toya applies a tackle. Tordy's in there for Richmond, number 29.
Bond's got the job on Mitchell. It's a compliment for Mitchell.
So bounce once again just inside 50. Dockers slightly into attack. White, great jump from behind. Hits it down to Gasper. Sets up Gale. Gale onto his left foot, comes centre wing side, but the kick is too wide. And David Hines will take the kick right on the interchange gate, right in front of the commentary position. So Matthew Richardson now being pulled back on the mark from umpire Mark Westgale. So David Hines with the big job on Richardson. Real danger player for the Tigers. Goes back into centre half forward. Pretty direct play. Bandy, fantastic mark. Stands his ground.
Impressive, he's very quick.
The Bandy plays on quickly. Goes towards the pocket, very wide. Toya, great grab onto his left foot. Swings it round, and first goal to the Dockers.
Well, that's what they wanted.
The true Rovers goal. Got the big fellow down there in Burton. If he doesn't take it, it'll certainly come to ground. But the man that's going to be a bit of a problem is Bandy. He's very fast across the ground. Not so much quick, but fast. Great mobility. And there's young Toya.
So Luke Toya getting the first game of the match. A great Rovers goal. Terrific snap. Just what Fremantle wanted to start them. Bandy again. Not a decisive tap out. Ball jarred free. Broderick a chance. Rowe gets ridden into the ground. And again, we'll see a bounce to restart proceedings close to centre field.
It's only early, but Fremantle certainly souped up. Richmond just got to apply themselves a little harder.
Bandy and Charles. Bandy front position. Charles tries to go over the top. Waters, a little give. Kick it. Has his kick smothered. Opportunity for Leach. Not quite good enough to get the hand pass out. It comes out in the direction of Wills. Tigers defence under a little bit of pressure in the first quarter so far. Bouncing ball. On centre wing. Mitchell. Miranda. Well, he lost his strides. The strides were grabbed when he didn't have the footy. And Miranda, in great form at the moment, will take the free kick. Miranda from left centre wing. Goes inboard. And that's effective. Player on his own as Charles. Back to Burke. Burke down towards Richardson over his head. Getting back pretty quickly will be Hines. The boundary line might be too close for him. Finally farms it out to Scott Edwards. Picks up the half back. Almost caught down there as Muir. Ball jarred free in the tackle. There is a free kick. The advantage is paid. Richmond go forward. Goal is not bad, and that came from Nash. He's dumped it.
Well, it must have only just snuck in. It was an excellent goal. He may have run just a bit too far. Watch Nash here. He's taken off. He's run quite a distance without bouncing the ball. Steadies. Just for the player's reaction, I thought it was a point.
So goal apiece back in the centre. Charles and Bandy. Falls to Broderick. Kick smothered off his boot. Gale tries to flip it out wide to Rogers. Puts him under pressure. But Gale good enough to follow up and then give it off to Campbell. So the racehorse just strides away from the Fremantle players. Runs to 50. Now kicks it high. Going to fall short in the square. Big pack of players and Gale.
Caught one too. He's got one. This is his contact lens actually. That's what's the problem. He wears glasses.
Yes, great play then from Campbell to get it forward.
Good running. And here's Gale, the big fellow. As I said, wears contacts, but there it is. He's just caught it. He's very, very lucky. And actually, he's going off the ground.
So a bit of a bonus here for Mark Miranda, but a great grab from Gale. His confidence no end of good. So Miranda from 10 metres out kicks the Tigers' second goal. And that is the margin they lead by, 2 goals to 1. Early going here at Subiaco.
Well, Fremantle, they started really well. Had the ball in their forward line. But, Richmond now have bounced back. They've got to continue that application. And there he is, Brendan. I've been there enough too, Brendan. I know what it's like. As soon as you lose one of those contacts, you completely lose focus. You don't know what you're looking at. You've got one eye that's stronger than the other. You just cannot focus on the ball.
Luckily he caught it, actually.
Very lucky.
It'll be very hard to find down there in the grass. 6 points the difference in favour of the Tigers. Out of the centre, Waters kicks to half forward. Bounce is certainly going to be a factor. Gale ridden into the ground, ball jarred free. Toya, quick hand pass. Gale again. Campbell relays it back. Getting knocked to the ground was Tawney. Kick comes up towards midfield. Again, the bounce is going to be a factor. Edwards gets there quickly. Richardson on his hammer. Good tackle by Rogers, and the ball over the boundary line on centre wing for a throw-in. 16 minutes left in the first quarter. Gale seems to have everything back in place. It's a boundary throw-in. Bandy and Deere. Campbell over the top. Kick comes towards midfield. Get a race in 2. Dockers through Kickett. Just a little bit too wide. And there for Hunter. Tape. Hugs the boundary line with the kick. It's effective. The duck. Daffy. Kick to centre wing. Marking contest. Chisholm couldn't take it.
Oh, he's quick.
Mitchell. Kick right on 50. Plenty of tall Tigers down there. None can bring it down. Hunter, well, a kick, but only just.
Well done.
Going to his row. And there's a free kick.
Relay free kick. He really didn't stand up there, Callaway. Left his man who's Wills. He's got the job on Wills. Wills a good player last week.
Ooh, yes.
There's Callaway coming through.
Did a great job last week too. He had the job on Carey. Strange matchup, we thought originally, but he did a terrific job.
So Tape's kicked to centre wing. Richardson forced underneath the ball, and over the top is Gale. Eyes are good at the moment. Gives it off to Broderick. Now kicks it wide. Miranda in the box seat here. Pushed from behind, dragged off it, and a free kick from Chisholm. So from 60 metres out, Mark Miranda been in sensational form for the Tigers.
He runs well off the edge of the square, Miranda.
Kneeled on the lead. Now goes to the second lead. All over players' heads, and falling back there is Muir. Has to take it towards the goal. Pressure from Campbell was good. And then the chip pass out wide, and Jones, Anthony Jones, chips it back into the middle, and Chisholm on the end of it. Plays on, hits the ground running, kicks out wide to Bandy direction. Richardson does well to spoil it, punches it. Mitchell reads it beautifully off the ground. Over to Hines. Hines wants a player in the middle of the ground on Natch Rowe. So some terrific movement here by the Dockers. Now starting to kick the ball a bit longer. Hunter in front spot and takes a very good mark.
Excellent kick, good lead.
So it would just appear at the moment, not running with the ball as much, just trying to use the ball and with foot skills rather than leg skills.
Well, they're keeping it in that corridor, going straight up the down, or endeavouring to keep it in the corridor.
Yes, I spoke about this. It's hard to change your game plan, and I'm not sure whether they have. It just so happened that way, but the legs have usually been the ball carriers, not by kicking it. And now Kingsley Hunter will kick from just outside 50. Pushes it to the right for the gasp of the crowd. Bandy!
Oh, no, it's
Burton, sorry. Matthew Burton.
The Twin Towers.
Yes. Yes, I saw the thought. How could you miss him? Heavens above.
Oh, he's just about out in the street.
Actually, that's good play by Prescott to keep him over. That's good because he will run around. There will be no daylight at all for him through those big sticks.
So Matthew Burton onto his left foot and hits the post.
Well done by Prescott. Very intelligent play.
He used his body very well then. So first point in the game. Fremantle 1-1-7. Trailing Richmond 2 goals, 12 points.
Crowd has built up a bit too. So they scatter at half back. Campbell will get the whistle from the umpire shortly. There it is. So he has to kick it in now, or footy taken off him. Decides to go long after all that. Good kick. Richardson at the back, Bandy in the front, Rogers in front. Tries to get the ball out. It's underneath him. That could be holding the ball. It is. Free kick going to Scotty Waters. Came back last week, and we thought he might be fresher by the run. Charles in front.
Well done,
Didn't
Charles.
try to mark Tawney and Wills.
Rogers coming off. He's cut his head.
Well, that's a trip. Leach will take the free kick. Maybe too far out to score. Right on the boundary line. That's not a bad kick. Distance-wise. And again, big punch away for Richmond down there, this time by David Burke. And the ball rushed through for one behind to the Dockers.
Funky's on to Rogers off for Richmond. Funky will be getting treatment for that cut.
4 points the difference. 12 plays 8. 12 and a half minutes left in the first quarter.
Tate. Looking to go long. Charles. Bandy has a sit from behind. Charles tries to knock it on. Bandy goes back. He's very good on the ground for a big fella. Is it to kick it? 2 players loose here. Can set something up. Back to kick it. Now under pressure with the kick. Kick falls short, and a slips catch mark by Kingsley Hunter.
Excellent mark. Not a good pass. It was a good stretch.
Yeah, you'd have to doubt the word pass, wouldn't you? It was thrown on the boot under pressure, really.
Mark Taylor would have been happy with that one. It's stuck.
So one of the many players from Claremont in this Fremantle team, Kingsley Hunter, playing his 4th game this year. Kicks and has just missed to the right. So another behind to the Dockers, and the margin now 3 points in favour of Richmond.
He's kicked 3 goals, 6 this year, Hunter. So 4 scoring opportunities for 1-3. And Richmond lead by 3 points. Down to Dwayne. What happened to Rogers?
Yeah, he got a whack to the side of the head and it's opened him up, so he's just gone down for a few stitches. So it'll be 5 minutes, we'll be back.
Thanks, Paddy. Gale underneath. So too is Leach. Michael Gale at right half back. His brother having to leave the ground with eye problems. Kick by Callaway. Punch away by Edwards. This ball at midfield. Charles, also one of the mobile big men. Kick by O'Reilly across the body.
Good leap, White.
It's a great leap. Plays on directly and gets plenty of distance with the kick as well. Again, Richmond defence not trying to mark. Waters. Long hand pass to the advantage of Chisholm. He goes inside 50. That looks pretty good. That's a goal. Dockers second.
And Chisholm is playing down back, and that's great running. He was all right last week as far as form went, Chisholm. I didn't have too many good players, and that is excellent running.
The Dockers lead by 3 points. Bandy with a big belt out of the middle run. Players need to run at it hard. Standing his ground, a lot of players. Bond on his hands and knees. Charles does some great work again to break clear. Sets up Michael Gale, taps it along to his advantage. Now looks back inside, goes back to centre half forward. Render with last jump at this and has almost been paid. In fact, Bandy, standing his ground, has done well again.
Very impressive. Very, very impressive is Bandy.
Goes back into the centre of the row. I wonder if he'll take him off just before half-time as he did against the Bears. I fear not.
Not the way he's going.
Wobbles the kick across the ground. That's a poor kick. Gives Richmond a chance. Mitchell there to try and help out. Does pretty well in the end. Now swings round to Naish. Onto his left foot. Now he's caught under enormous pressure. Leach has to sit and wait. Can't grab hold of it. Kick it. Has a handball out wide to O'Reilly. Now swings long. Much longer kicking so far by the Fremantle side. Coming out to meet at tape in front of Hunter and goes for the safety of the boundary line. It won't happen. Wills now has to wait, chips and finds Charles beautifully.
Justin Charles like Daniel Bandy. Plenty of possessions in the first quarter. Two very mobile big guys. Kicked off a little bit short. That might be a free kick for in the back. Or will it be the advantage rule? It's picked up by Campbell, but the umpire directing that it does come back Gale.
Playing across half forward. Neil has now gone to full forward for Richmond. You can see there O'Reilly just gave him a nudge out.
Roderick's kick, marked by Richardson. Certainly too far out to score. He's forward of the wing. Dockers with the numbers. Miranda at the back. Can't quite gather it in. Now kick it, which he does. Straight up towards midfield and row. Dockers looking pretty good. Muir, that's a terrible kick. Wills almost, well, it frightened him, I think, because he wasn't expecting it to come his way. He's got a free kick. Disposal's so important. It brought Melbourne undone against Essendon. His disposal yesterday much better. Hunter has to punch. Muir again, pressuring. That was solid. O'Reilly has a snap at goal. Bounce is going to be effective. Big Burton, the spider, picks it up.
Done.
Great tackle by Burke. Ball jarred free in the tackle. Bond succeeds in getting it over the line. It will be thrown in with 8.5 minutes left in the quarter.
Surprisingly quick, isn't he, for a man of his size, Burton? He's got a racehorse named after him, trained by Shane Plum over here in Perth. Spider Burton is the name of the horse.
So boundary throw in, 45 metres from the Fremantle goal. Toya has been good on the ground.
Oh,
Gets it up to Tawney, and a free kick will go back to Toya. So he'll kick from 40 odd metres out. And perhaps the high tackle, almost a throw too in the act. So perhaps a lucky one with the first instance, perhaps tapping the ball away with one hand. So Luke Toya, another one of these youngsters from Subiaco.
originally Kalgoorlie.
Kicks, usually a pretty good kick for goal too. Kicks and has split the middle for the third Dockers goal. Second to Luke Toya, and the Dockers move away by 9 points, Tom.
Yes, and he's a bit of a live wire up there. He's a hard at it little fellow. As you can see, he's only small. But when you're that small, you really have to have a big heart. And here he is making play. Fairly crude by Michael Gale. And well within kicking distance, he makes no mistake for his second goal.
So back to the centre. Dockers increasing the lead by 9 points. 8 minutes left in the first quarter. Waters tried to get it out. Gets a second chance. Kicks to left half forward. Opportunity for the Tigers down there. Gasper, number 2, the ball over the boundary line. About 60 metres from the Dockers goal. Beaten by Fitzroy away last week. And starting in much better fashion this afternoon. White loses that one out. Now Miranda. There he is again. Bandy, man of the first quarter so far. He's doing everything right. This is Edwards. Goes across the ground virtually with the kick. Kicks it towards O'Reilly. On the centre wing position, member stand side. Kickers towards right half forward. And the mark again to Toya. Big two of them. Well done. He's kicked 2 goals. Too far out to score here. Puts it into the pocket. Tall timber needed here. Burke tried to punch. Callaway gets it down. Tape. Good smother by Wills. Kicks to the front of the goal. But the ball is coming back. It was out of bounds. So the Tigers, not shell-shocked, but certainly Fremantle giving it everything in the first part of the opening quarter. 3-3 to 2 goals.
The Richmond side have got everybody in the back half. Fremantle's forward, I should say, their back half. The only 2 up in the forward line are Neil and his opponent. They're right in the goal square.
Burton with Charles. Gale. Prescott. Norrish. Across his body. With the left up towards full forward. The mark is there.
White, who has been in really very good form in the waffle.
He has a great leap.
Yes, playing at the ruck or centre half forward. Today playing at centre half forward. Getting away from Gasper. Big reputation when he played in the under-18 competition in Melbourne.
kicks, and the #1 draft choice of October 94 goals. So Jeff White his first, the Dockers fourth, and the difference out to 15 points.
And here it is from a boundary throw in, pretty scrappy, comes out, Norris, a high ball, and White just falling back. Better spring.
Yes, the kick just had enough carry on it. Wouldn't have said Gasper was in the super wrong position. However, the goal resulted.
Both sides opening the front end of the square too, Malcolm. So
there's Bandy doing some great work across that half back line. Just can't get the ball through there. Taps it again to Bond under pressure. Prescott in underneath it, and another bounce. And Charles not happy with the treatment from the Dockers. So just near the centre circle again. A lot of players around the ball. Charles taps it this time to Muir. Finds a path through traffic. So they are kicking much longer. It's gone long. Coming out wide. Almost a collision. Falls to Toya. And Toya from 20 out. Goal number 2.1 as he misses with a behind.
Dear oh dear.
again doing some brilliant roving up there. Got the big fellows. White and Hunter flew on that occasion, but he's staying down, picking up the crumbs.
16 points the difference. Kick and taken by Jason Tawney, or it will be. It's a false start. Now kicks this side. Doesn't quite get the distance he would have wanted. Good punch away by Norris. Clears the zone. It's out of bounds. In front of Paul Broderick. 65 metres out from goal. A throw-in with 6 minutes left in the quarter. It's going to be Burton and Charles. The Spider wins it down. Well, he had his head taken off Brad Rowe. Waters with the kick. Oh, that's a good grab. Brought in by Gasper.
Some big loopers down there.
Gasper goes out wide, finds another tall in Burke. Burke on the run. Mongrel punt off the boot. Richardson was taken out of the contest. Good tackle by Chisholm. Ball jarred free in it. It's going to be a Richmond free kick. Broderick. He'll go across the ground. He's got Charles, who, as we've seen already, is pretty mobile. Gasper, well up from defence. We have another bounce. Decides to go long. Richardson the target. It's Campbell. Snaps with the right foot. That's pretty good. If it's there, it's an amazing goal. He's cleared it. Terrific kick.
But there was excellent play to allow Gasper to come through, and that was a shepherding attempt by Bond. It was Norris on the chase and just put him off, allowed Gasper to go on further to get the big kick. Look, there's Gasper. Just out of screen was Bond laying the shepherd, or attempted shepherd. This is an excellent kick for goal. Terrific by Campbell.
The Dockers by 10 points, just over 5 minutes to go of this first quarter. Charles with the tap to Prescott. Kick smothered, falls in the direction to kick it. Now wants to look back to centre half forward. Gee, they've done this pretty well through row. Got a few kicks in that middle area.
Rogers back on too.
Now goes out wide, Hunter direction, jumps high and early, nearly. And Kellaway does well on the ground to Tate. Now breaks clear, chips it, not a good kip. Campbell, fantastic from row. Took them all on. Enormous pressure in the centre of the ground. A lot of players, and a free kick will go to Mitchell, being held without possession. So Gavin Mitchell.
He was missed last week against Fitzroy.
Has kick it wide. Players on. Kick it can run. He can bounce now. He can run to the 50 and have a ping at goals. Gets underneath it, so it's going to fall short. And Richmond 2-on-1 back there do very well. David Burke just belts it through for another behind.
Again, the height of the Tigers' defence certainly coming to the fore, but 9 effective scoring shots for 4-5. Richmond have 3 for 3 goals. So it certainly has been the Dockers' quarter. But they could even be further in front. Broderick will kick in. Originally from Fitzroy, runner-up in the Tigers' best and fairest a couple of seasons back. He gets the whistle now from the umpire, so has to kick it. Plenty of options there. Tawney marks in front of Toya. Mitchell stands the mark. Richardson in front. Rogers, as Don said, back onto the ground, gives it to Miranda. Richardson, deceptively quick, quicker than his father was. Bull, he's a stalwart of the Tigers a few years back now. Jones offloaded. That could almost be a free kick to Neil. Gee, that was solid.
I think he's broken ribs. He's in agony.
He's still down. Trainers are coming out to him anyway. The play continues up towards the half-forward line. Charles chops it off, goes for a hand pass, might be out of bounds before Rogers can snare it. Neil back on his feet.
Yeah, here he is. He's back on his feet, Neil. Oh, was he in agony? Watch this. There's the knee, and he is in pain.
Got him right in the side of the head. Rogers flipped up by Muir. Now Leach tries to get some space around Wayne Campbell. He kicks up towards centre half forward. Hunter. Well, he kicked 3 goals this year, and with kicks like that, you can perhaps understand why. Toya, what a bump. Still he goes, but Burke chops it off, gets the hand pass to Gale.
Gale's long centre wing has Charles, and Charles accepts the mark. Has Rogers back inside, now changes his mind, takes on Bandy and runs around him. Really has got the forwards, chips it to Richardson, and first real play to Richardson where the ball's actually hit his hands. Now goes back into Brendan Gale at centre half forward. Big jumpers wanted. O'Reilly does well from behind, and the Fremantle side there to stack it up. And really what was quite a good build-up really fell down when the Dockers players were at the fall of the ball first. So 11-point margin, just over 2.5 minutes to go of this first quarter. Gale and Bandy. Gale, great tap for Rogers. Livened up since he's come back on to Broderick. Kick out in front. Newell leads in the race, and a great mark. Has to call play on because it's been smothered. Bond, the goalkeeper of recent times, is grabbed high and will take a free kick and will kick from just on 50 metres. So Chris Bond. Chance for the Tigers again.
And here in replay, Bond getting the free kick. Burton off for Fremantle as Durkay comes on there. Durkay's going into the forward line. The full forward line. As Bond lines up. Got the job on Mitchell today, Bond.
So Chris Bond has been pretty reliable in front of goal this season. It's from just inside 50. That's a beautiful kick. That's their 4th. Handy one for the Tigers.
Becoming a real professional, Chris Bond. Great admiration for his application since coming to Richmond. He got his opportunity as a tagger, but now is starting to add another dimension to his game. After starting his career at Carlton, just did not get the opportunity, but he is starting to become very professional. There he is on screen. He's certainly built himself up. He's very fit. A lot of application.
Chris Bond's 14th goal for the year. His conversion rate has been pretty good. He's kicked 14-4. Less than a kick in it now at Subiaco. The Tigers coming back with less than 2 minutes to go before quarter time. Good tackle again applied by Bond. Prescott can't get clear. Shuffles the hand pass out. O'Reilly and Campbell. Bond again. Paddles it towards the boundary line. Chisholm goes with him. Plenty of weight being used there. Miranda tries to square off with him. It's a tough encounter down there. Both sides coming off a loss last week. Bandy, who's been excellent in the first quarter against Gale, won by the latter, has a second ping at it. Mitchell had it, lost it, tackled by Miranda, didn't have the footy when he was. Edwards' hand pass ineffective. Broderick now. Prescott, bumped by Norris as he kicked. Still not a bad one. Richardson behind, has to punch. The Dockers might be able to get out of this. Bandy, over to Jones, can't pick it up, kick it, well tackled. Ball shuffled out the front of the pack. Still he goes, Jones. Thought about having a bounce. Now he decides to have another one. 3. Kick towards 50.
That's good use of the body by Tawney. Only a smaller Toya off the ball.
Tawney has excellent vision. Comes up towards centre half-back, or the half-back flank. Kick by Charles to the wing.
It's a free kick.
Excellent kick by the big fellow using his left foot.
Stephen O'Reilly in the back of goal there. Has Bond short. And finds that player. Mitchell with some attention late.
There's a go or two, Mitchell.
So has Campbell short and uses that player. So just a bit of loose marking. Now Campbell goes on to Prescott. run himself out of room and then kicks, and has to kick it very wide indeed, and really does set up Hines with the bounce. Hines waits, now has some time to deliver it, and does poorly and finds Daffy. So a big turnover here, back into the middle to Miranda, and Miranda in some space and with some time kicks. Bandy on the goal line through his hands after competition, and there is the siren. And what was been a pretty entertaining first quarter, in which Fremantle have kicked 4-5 and Richmond 4-1. So just 4 points, Don, and been pretty good.
Yeah, been excellent, Malcolm. There's some terrific battles out there. Fremantle really did start well. They had the ball on their forward line, but then Richmond came back with a couple of quick goals, and it's been an excellent game. Just one got the impression that Richmond just weren't souped up early. They've just got to be on the job if they want to take away the points today.
So the difference at the first change, 4 points in favour of Fremantle, 4-5 to 4-1. The Dockers doing it well in the first quarter, and one of their goals came from Scotty Chisholm. Second quarter from Subiaco, less than a kick in it. In favour of the Dockers, they led by 16 points at one stage. Bandy and Charles, won by the latter, down to Muir. Gets clear of Bond, kicks up towards half forward, marking contest down there. Torrey chips in to take it, shows good judgment. Jason Torrey, short of half back. Not a bad crowd here this afternoon. Certainly not capacity by any stretch of the imagination. Two number 4s. Wills at the back does better. Former Geelong player from right centre wing. No trajectory kick or Charles. Mark, free kick, whatever.
He's doing that well, isn't he, the big man?
Advantage paid. Broderick squares up over there with the two number 4s. Rogers this time beats Wills. Rogers kick. Gale usually holds those. He might, and in fact has, got a free kick. Technical, but he nearly gave it to Mitchell. Mitchell said over here. Nearly fell for it. Campbell marking in front of Kickett. Sun breaks through. It's been largely overcast. Campbell's kick towards full forward. Naish loves a goal. Miranda fumbles. Crouches, ball. Chisholm. Mitchell, and the Dockers will get clear as Scott Edwards goes along the boundary line, but Campbell's there.
He was too slow last time in bringing that ball forward, Campbell. He's got to get it in a little quicker. The leads were exhausted. There was nobody to kick, and all he could do was go high. Again, he's got to move it quicker.
So Campbell goes to centre half forward, the true position, 40 metres out from goal. Big pack, and Richardson over the top takes a very good mark indeed.
Spring Hill Jack. There he is, the big leap in front, Charles. And really, it was only the two Richmond fellows at the end going for that ball.
So the leading goal kicker for Richmond with 31 this year. Hasn't been many kicks that you can actually jump at. That was one that he could do. And so Matthew Richardson, very deliberate. From 45 metres out, that is a lovely kick. And the Tigers have hit the front early in the second quarter.
Interesting watching him kick, that he lets the ball go from both hands simultaneously. Usually direct the ball down with your dominant hand. In his case, it'd be the right hand onto the right boot. Just watch this. Yeah, a little bit an area there for an error to occur from hand to foot.
Richardson's first goal. The Tigers by 2 points. It's his 32nd for the year, 32-16. He's now kicked. Bandy, not an effective tap. Wills, not an effective disposal. Umpire said it's my ball, therefore. And he will ball it up just inside the square. Early in the second quarter here at Subiaco. Dockers getting away to a good start, leading at one stage by 16 points. It's now Richmond by 2. Campbell from the ruck contest shuffles it out. Broderick, Prescott. High ball inside 50. Richardson, yes, no, hasn't got it. Tried playing tunnel ball. Miranda likewise lost it. Dockers under siege. Gale, O'Reilly.
Gale was held before he even had the ball.
Crowd looking for holding the ball, predictably. Good decision, out of bounds. So a stalemate, throw in, Bandy and Gale. Gale, good ruck work over the top and out the back, but Waters is there. Miranda, good tackle. Bandy can't get rid of it. Bond at the fall of the ball, good tackle, Mitchell. And again, a stalemate. And again, a bounce just inside 50.
Malcolm, I'll ask your opinion. Bandy, is he an athlete playing football or a footballer playing football?
Well, the way he reads the game across half-back and the way he marks, Don, I'd suggest he's a footballer probably first that is quite athletical, because he actually does read the game very well, and he's smart with his hands and ruck work. A la that. Naish, Rogers, kicks beautifully either foot. That's a lovely long kick. Almost a mark paid, and then off the ground for behind. So another point there to Richmond. They move on to 5-2 and Fremantle 4-5. So the margin 3 points just on 16 minutes remaining of this second quarter.
29-32. It's scatter across the half-back line. Over the top, Leach doesn't come down with the mark. Then he had his head taken off. The advantage is played. One bounce from Wills, may have another. Muir says go, and he does. That's a good long kick by the former Cat, well inside 50. Kingsley Hunter on the lead takes the mark.
He's impressive, Hunter. Gives the impression of being very dangerous. He might just rush play a little bit. He did this earlier when he came out in the first quarter. Broke well at centre half forward, but then turned onto his right foot, and it was a horrible kick.
Remember that sensational mark he took against Geelong last year. Absolute bottler. Hunter kicked only 3 goals for the year. Distance may test him. Little or no breeze though, just on 50. Well, he's got the distance, but the accuracy left a little bit to be desired, and one behind. Kicked by Kingsley Hunter, his second for the day. 30 plays 32, difference of 2 points, 15 minutes left in the second quarter.
So Wayne Campbell with the kick in. The Tigers rotating all sorts of players through kicking off. A lot of sides have this designated kicker. Now he's whistled on to go long. And that is very good play. And Tate takes the mark in front of Waterhouse. Now swings the ball back around wide to the wing. Gale in the advantageous position. And a beautiful kick finds him. So they've moved the ball 2 kicks. They've moved it nearly 100 metres with the 8 of the square. Now the kick. Early jump from Richardson.
Oh, I think he's taken over.
Would have paid it for effort, nearly. Leach shuffles it out to O'Reilly. He swings the ball around. Big jump from behind from Rowe. Falls to Waterhouse. Campbell comes late. Now the racehorse from Port Adelaide runs on to 50. Kicks a lovely long kick, but off target, and has actually hit the behind post. And that means that will be out of bounds on the full. So great build up there by the Dockers, and Tate will take the kick.
Sticky to kick it in. 14.5 minutes remaining in the half. Good contest here, 32-30 in favour of the Tigers. Punch away by White, albeit not very far. Charles looks for holding the ball. Shakes his head and will bounce it. White with Charles. Again ineffective. Tawney punches it over the line. Somebody says deliberate. Well, I'm sure it was, but it would be a harsh umpire that would penalise that. So the Dockers want to prove on that stat. White at the back. Broderick. Gaspar. Gale. And out of bounds. Good tackle by Muir down there on Campbell as the ball goes over the line again. 5-2 to 4-6. Spring-like conditions here at Subiaco. White, very athletic. Campbell, well, he had his head taken off, but he ducked his head. Umpire lets it go, which was a sensible decision. Now it's going to be a ball up. So we just can't get it out of that little area there. Bond hands it back to the umpire. Here's the job on Mitchell. 2 little pocket rockets. Charles, Mitchell gets clear of his tagger. Oh, still he goes. Tawney. Toya. And there's a free kick. It's going to be Mitchell's, I think.
Could be Toya.
Might be Toya's kick, you're right.
Hunter hits it, but really doesn't get his body behind the ball, and there's Toya going to ground. They're pushing the back, and they've made a change. Callahan coming off, David Muir coming on for Fremantle. Burton warming up, so another change may occur.
Chance for his third goal. He's kicked 2 goals, 1. Should have had 3, Luke Toyer. 15 metres out. Kicks and goals. So the Dockers back in front.
Well, here's the leading goal kicker on the ground. Luke Toyer. He's only small, but he can put his body in. And Durkay coming off, and the big fellow Matthew Burton on. Burton has been playing down in the forward line. Looks like he's going back there once again. This is 4 points of difference here at Subiaco.
So the seesaw match continues back in the centre, and great attacks on the football there by all players, and eventually a trip. Call play on now. Daffy wants to run away with it, but the ball will come back to Charles. Really confident at the moment, wants to take players on. Prescott has to kick it very wide under pressure. Meeting it like a charging train was Matthew Richardson. Unbelievable pace and agility for a big fella, and a great contest in the end. Sees it out of bounds, some 70 metres around.
Good effort by Anthony Jones too. He stripped Richardson of the ball.
I thought you were going to say like a bull, which would have been appropriate, wouldn't it? It was his father's nickname.
Yes, so boundary throw in, Bandy and Charles. Tap back defensively to Naish. Edwards uses his body very well. Uses Leach's back up from behind. Now goes underground with a handball. Turns out to be pretty clever to Callaghan. And Callaghan is put down. The crowd don't like it. Falls to Bond. And Bond races away. Puts the ball back from where the players were. And Charles there from the ruck work. Comes back inside with a lovely kick to Gale. Chipped out by Leach. Pretty good play coming back. Bandy. Great working tight by the Dockers. And sets up kick it.
Kick it from right half back. Callaghan, good smother by Rogers. Still he goes. Onto Daffy. The Duck can have a bounce. He's had 2. He'll get to 50 and kick. At the back, Richardson, yes, right on the line.
Horrible position to be in. So Riley stood there, and Richardson just had the drop. There was nothing Stephen could do in that situation.
Will he run around? He's thinking about it. Should kick it from there. Hit the post.
No, the man came over the mark. Very, very lucky.
Effectively a 50-metre penalty. So he won't miss this. Richardson gets his second.
He really didn't execute that properly, Richardson, initially. He came in too close to the man on the mark. He should have gone back if he wanted to open the goal just a little further. Now here's the build-up. It's the Daffy once again. Players didn't know what to do, but Richardson dropped back. O'Reilly in the right position. You see there, but Richardson there a little quicker. But when he went back to actually line up here, oh no, just prior to that, he came really in just a bit too close to O'Reilly. He should have given himself a little bit more space.
So Matthew Richardson gets his second goal, and the Tigers regain the lead. They lead by 2 points. It's 38-36 at Subiaco. We approach the halfway mark of the quarter. Close game of footy so far. Another ruckman gets a tap. Tunnel ball. Kick it past Daffy. Waters. Gang tackle. Prescott's got him. Plus 3 others.
Pretty tough in there because nobody's coming in from the forward end of either square. They're coming in from the side.
So another bounce. All in this time. Charles doing well. Having a good day. Rowe. Shoots it over the top. Daffy gets there first. Good tackle by Kickett. Crowd yells for holding the ball. And the decision is a stalemate. So Dale Kickett has to go back and think about what's going to happen next. It's a ball up.
So ball up just inside the centre square. Favours Charles and the Richmond team. He goes back. He's working hard on the ground, the big fella. Out to Daffy. Knocks it on to Gale. Gale tries to chip it to brother Brendan. Can't quite get hold of it. Hines juggles it beautifully. Now goes back into the middle to Mitchell. Under pressure now. Has to give up ground. And Richmond really in numbers have a chance to go forward. The kick is not great from Gale. Can't get hold of Campbell. Kneeled to ground. Tries to tap it in front of him. Jones over the top. Players there with him. And another ball up. just inside the 50-metre line. Richmond now into attack. 2-point margin, just over 10 minutes of the second quarter. Gale works his way to the front. Under pressure is Edwards, kicks it off the ground. Wills and Prescott, great body on body. Prescott on hands and knees, gives it to Campbell. Now has Morinda in support. Back to Campbell, now they're in trouble as the boundary line closes in on them and they are forced out of bounds. So another boundary throw in between wing and half forward. Richmond into attack.
The crowd goes for everything. There's 2 points in it, halfway stage of the quarter. So Charles has been fantastic so far. Rogers kicks across his body, doesn't get too much distance. Gale in front, oh great mark. Gets rid of it quickly. Naish had his kick smothered excellently by Edwards. But the Dockers aren't out of danger yet. Hines on a Callahan. And there's a Richmond player down behind play.
And Edwards remonstrating that Naish put on a little act.
I don't think you're incorrect on. So Naish with the kick. Squares it to Rogers. No one stands the mark. Rogers is a good kick. And clears the line for a goal. No, touched. Hang on.
No.
He's nullified the score.
Saying something to Edwards, is it? Or Broderick?
It is a goal. Broderick's in the hands of the trainers.
So Richmond lead by 8 points. And a little skirmish after that goal went through. Broderick being attended by the trainers. And Charles and Vandy out of the game. Great read from Prescott off the square.
Good by Prescott.
In underneath, players do commit themselves. Wills gets the run of the football. Now forced himself wide. Comes back, can kick on his left foot. It's a long kick right into the square. Can it be shepherded through? David Burke does very well right on the line and is touched for a minor score. So great desperation then from the youngster.
Great kick by Wills too.
Yes, it is a long kick on that left foot sometimes.
44 plays 37. Been a good quarter for Richmond so far. Campbell, who's covering more ground than the early settlers. Kicked a goal. He's kicked in a few times. Across the half back line he is now. Tape to Rogers, who's been very lively since he came back off the bench. Almost a spiral punt. Oh, good mark, Leach. It was a juggle. Now he's been called to play on. Kicks to midfield. Good vision. Callahan. Morinda's got him. Chisholm, costly fumble, or indeed it may prove costly. A turnover. It goes to Burke. Burke kicks long. Richardson got a mile in the air. Kneeled. Got a very heavy knock in the first quarter. Good to see that he's recovered. Now Callahan takes the hand pass up to Chisholm. Now it's Mitchell.
Oh, confident.
Very confident to get around Bond and kicks to White. Very athletic young player. A great mark in the first quarter. Huge pack of players out there, and the Spider has dragged it down. 210 centimetres of him. A real cult hero here in Fremantle.
He's got remarkable mobility for such a big fellow.
Interesting to see how he goes kicking wise. He'll be kicking right on 50. Gives it plenty. He's hooked it slightly. More than slightly. Just a behind. Kick by Spider Burton.
His father, a great player for Subiaco here in the Waffle or Western Australian League in about the 70s.
Campbell just being asked to come back there. The goal umpire hadn't finished waving the flag. And margin back to 6 points, 5-8 to 7-2.
Might be a free kick here.
There was a clap. I can see Scott Waters clapping. Something in and around the centre. And the free kick will go right in front to Hunter. So the Fremantle crowd will think that justice prevails after that goal of Richardson hit the post and he was giving another kick. But now a certain goal which will tie the scores as Hunter has kicked 2 points kicks and has done exactly that. So Kingsley Hunter gets his first, and Don, with just over 7 minutes to go, it is still a very tight affair.
Yes, an interesting idea. I just didn't pick up what was going on back in the centre of the ground there, but the umpire right on the spot. I was looking for the kick in, but obviously there's some interference, holding.
Scores dead level. Fremantle with 14 scoring shots though to 9.
Broderick still remonstrating with the umpire. Broderick obviously the offender. Scotty Waters a bit of a wry grin.
Going to make the umpire change his decision. It's history. Scores level late in the second quarter here at Subiaco. Miranda just gets his kick, and as he's flattened, it's up towards Richardson. And a good tackle by O'Reilly. Richardson goes to the boundary line. The umpire says throw it in.
So they're a bit harsh here, aren't they? How could that be holding the ball? He got tackled and ambled it away beautifully.
It's like Victoria Park on a bad day.
It's called parochialism.
Well, the Dockers very keen to make amends after last week. Charles Naish, a real goal sneak. He won't be able to get up and get clear here. There's a whistle. It's going to be a ball up. Just in the shadow of the stands. Well, almost. Delightful day here in Perth. A little bit of cloud around early. Marks in the second term. Richmond well on top. Charles again puts the body on the line.
Well, I've got to disagree with you, Malcolm. Bandy is an athlete playing football. Just watching him, he's just, you know...
Is that a bad thing, Don?
It's not a bad thing. It's something he's going to learn, but he's got great athleticism. He'll beat Charles, but Charles is just using football now to beat him at the moment.
A little bit of aerial ping-pong there. Chisholm a chance. He looks for a free kick. Edwards with Bond. Bond certainly with the speed. Great tackle by Chisholm. He was out of bounds. Hines couldn't handle it. Good block by Chisholm. Now Hines again with a hand pass to kick it. Through some very heavy traffic, gets it onto Scotty Waters.
Waters comes back inside, sets up Mitchell. Very clever to get out of it. Ball underground. Waters under pressure too. Edwards had some support. Now they should be away. Kick is not going to favour O'Reilly, or is it? Getting back there his first game with Damien Ryan. Young fella from the Eastern under-18s does well in his first tight situation, and unfortunately misses with the kick and allows Dale Kickett to come back and mop it up. Now another big turnover here. Players, a lot of heavy work off the footy, and Bandy, who was a great reader of the game, Don Scott, gives it up and ends up back with O'Reilly. So once again, the big fella doing some good stuff. Here's Waterhouse. This is his pride. This is his trademark goal for Port Adelaide. Kicks it long. Very long indeed. He'll get to know the pockets. The ball's back knocking in play, in fact out of bounds, in an exciting couple of minutes of play there from the Dockers and Richmond.
Did he give that a roost? It's a social kick. It wasn't a goal, but he must have kicked it 65 metres. Scores dead level. 5 minutes to go in the half. Burke's kick. At the back right. Terrific grab.
He's got a sensational look.
Like the one he took in the first quarter in the goal square. Centering kick from the former #1 draft
Well done,
choice.
David Burke.
Fisted well clear up towards the 50-metre mark. Tawney. Gasper. Now it comes back to Callaway. There was a whistle. The advantage obviously paid. Tawney at centre wing. Across Waterhouse. Hines up one-handed. Gale, he's off.
Oh, smart play, Gale.
Gathers it in well, 15 metres out, goes at goal and has kicked it through for 4 points.
Well, Gale initially gave away a free kick. He pushed Hines off the ball, but he was up and at it, and there was an excellent little kick. Now watch this. Gale will run onto it there, just pushing Hines under it, but there, as he gets tackled, he spotted Richardson. That was excellent play, and Richardson didn't let him down. Good play, Richmond.
Margin back to 6 points to Richmond, and Matthew Richardson with 3 goals in this quarter. But still a very tight affair. Bounce, Deer on Bandy has to stand his ground and does well. Tries to follow up, falls to Campbell, kicks it high. Now, about half a week later, the players jump and go up for it. The ball falls over the back, coming out to meet it is O'Reilly. Has to kick it under pressure and back to the centre wing. Players stand. Kellaway.
Oh, good man.
Excellent mark. Duncan Kellaway. Very good in the air, very aggressive young player. And a linchpin of the Richmond defence.
Some great Richmond players have worn number 3. Waitman, Roger Dean for 2.
Hines over the back, can't get hold of it. Broderick crushes through and then falls to Chisholm. Wonderful use of the skills to Bandy. Back to kick it, and the Dockers are away and running. Gavin Mitchell has kick it running again for him. He doesn't have to change stride with the kick. Now bounces, kicks a torp on the run, a most unusual kick. One-on-one contest back in the square. In to help is Gasper, off the ground by Burton, and unfortunately just a minor score. But once again, a quick transference of play from one end to the other.
He's a problem kick it when he starts running.
Spiders kicked 3 points.
3 points, exactly right.
Ross Funky on for Richmond.
Kneeled off, and Neil's going to the room, so there might be a bit of a problem from that knock that he received earlier.
Yeah, it was a nasty one, that. Wide again! Made it, he has it. Prescott, Kellaway. Richardson and O'Reilly. Richardson with the pace. Very quick for a big guy, and he is big. Chisholm in front. Didn't try to mark. Well, 3 Dockers nearly collected each other there. Chisholm once more draws the player. Rules. We saw his kicking prowess on the left foot early. This time he goes short with the right one. Kicks up towards full forward. Hunter, one-hander. Yeah, good mark. That was pretty good vision in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah. Good build-up. Chisholm initially across to Wills. Wills didn't go for the long bomb. And he does impress me, Hunter.
Look at Chisholm's leap when he held himself in the air to punch it. He almost was going to be underneath it, but changed his mind and went for the punch instead. It was brilliant.
A Dockers goal would give them the lead by 1 point.
But he followed up, Milton. As soon as the ball hit the ground, he was after it.
Kingsley Hunter with 1 goal so far today. He's kicked 1 goal, 2 from 48 metres. He's got the distance, but not the accuracy. So he's got 1 goal, 3. 4 goals, 8 for the year, therefore. 46 plays 50. The difference is 4 points. Campbell kicks in again.
As comes wide has Gasper. Now can turn, look, try and deliver the football. Richardson, great jump in front. Just a nudge from O'Reilly. The ball spills back because Daffy was honest in his approach. Tape caught and shovels it out of bounds.
Lucky not to give away the free kick. It was a good tackle by Durkay.
Was so just between, slightly near to the wing. And very vocal crowd. Bandy trying to read this throw in, does it well. Deere belts it over the back, really was a 50-50 hit. Mitchell was very, very clever. O'Reilly fumbles it and then kicks back to centre half forward. White and Gasper, the 2 youngsters.
Oh, free kick surely to
Play
right.
on call. Tawney bursts his way through, wants to find a player out wide, but kicks it too wide and beats Michael Gale out on the full.
That is a shocking decision. Gasper had White. Bear hug.
Muir. Kicks long inside 50. Again, the Tigers are going to run it out. Combined well in defence all day. Campbell's kick up towards centre wing. Bond. Well, crowd saying he took it over. He wouldn't have been able to stop as he hit a brick wall. Now another throw in.
Small forward line, Richmond now. They've got Miranda and Ryan up on the full forward line.
Deere having a run. Bandy gets front position from the former Hawk veteran. Now, here's a chance through Brad Rowe. That is not a bad sort of a kick for a goal. A beauty.
Brad Rowe's first, but a mistake by Tawney. He really didn't put his body behind the ball. He pushed it through one-handed. Had he have put his body behind it like there and kept going with it, maybe it could have been a little different. But well done by Brad Rowe. He's a goal sneak. He was a little inaccurate last week. 1 goal, 6.
Yes, it certainly is a seesaw game. Fremantle back in front by 2 points, and the lead changed hands many times this quarter. Tap back from Deere to try and set up Campbell. has to ride the bump, does so well, kicks back to centre half forward. Gale taps it through his leg cleverly, players in underneath it, funky underneath, quick kick forward by Prescott, smothered. Leach has a player out wide in Mitchell, now comes back the other way, now he's in trouble. Chisholm running towards the boundary line, it does sit for him nicely, uses a player in Scotty Waters. Waters now chips inside to the middle, and Muir now can race off, so it's an open forward line, it's one-on-one everywhere. The big fella comes out, Burt falls to Durkay, surely a goal to Durkay, but no, and he misses in what was really a trademark goal for him, so the margin creeps out to 3 points.
They're all easy from up here, 53 to 50.
Tate coming off for Richmond, Charles on. What are they going to do now with, it's a big for a small.
Half a minute before half time, 7-11 to 8-2 in favour of the Dockers.
Charles going to the forward line.
And Jason Tawney's going to kick in. Gale makes a lead. They scatter at half back. He's gone wide. Good kick. Tremendous kick. Deer, in fact, over his head. Prescott and Mitchell go for it. Dockers free kick in the end. It's going to be taken by White. Clock ticking down. He needs to get it moving quickly. He doesn't know that. He's got in short. Wills, yes, no, he's got it onto the left foot. If he can kick it, he goes with the right. Kicks and misses. Oh, two costly misses by the Dockers close to half time. So the second behind to Andrew Wills, and Fremantle have a lead of 7-12 to 8-2. That translates to 54-50 with only a couple of seconds before siren time. Campbell to kick in now.
Richmond have got a very big forward line. Gale, Richardson and Charles all across half forward.
So unless there's an infringement, that will probably be the last score of the half. Now he's taken too long, has he? What's happening here? You're right. Now, there are 2 seconds on the clock left before half-time, so it's not therefore inconceivable the Dockers could get another score. And the umpire bounces it right on the kick-off line. No, he doesn't. There is the siren. So a sigh of relief breathed by the Richmond supporters. A couple of interesting decisions in the first half. Score at the main change, Fremantle leading 7-12, 19 scoring shots to 10, but they only lead by 4 points, 54 to 50. Second half from Subiaco. Greg Deer starting in the ruck for Richmond. Interesting, Bandy. And it's going to be a Dockers free kick to be taken by Waters. No, it's going to be taken by Bandy, who had a very good first quarter. Kellaway onto Tape. Durkay could have kicked a goal late in the first half. Can he kick one here? Looking for options. Can't find too many. Kick straight into the opposition. Now Rogers. After Daffy was unable to get clear. Gale got taken out of the contest. Knock on by Miranda. Chisholm, a chance if he can pick it up. Now he finally can. Gets into some space. Good long clearing kick. Ooh, 2-on-2 down there. Rogers got crunched in that marking contest. On the shoulder, says the umpire, and it's going to be a Dockers free kick at centre wing.
And he's all right just the same. There he is, Rogers going down.
Gale comes hard at it, and that is an excellent mark. Plays off to Daffy. Swings the ball around. Pretty good punch from Mitchell on Bond. And the ball out of bounds, centre wing. So Matthew Rogers just getting up now, and a couple of hard knocks he's copped today. So Greg Deer and Bandy move across for this ruck work. Favours Deer. Takes it out of the air. Caught. Now the runners want it. Edwards to ground. Leach fumbles it. Nash does also. So it's pretty hot early in this third quarter. And umpire Steve McBurney will adjudicate with another bounce on centre wing. No addition to the score since half time. And some 20 players around this ball. Deer knocks it back towards his goal. Now comes that to Mitchell, hugs the boundary line, caught, plays with the free kick, not paid. Rogers with the left foot goes to centre half forward. Charles underneath it, can't grab hold of it. Some terrific stuff off the ground. Chisholm has to wait. Now Richardson, and the free kick will come back. And it'll be a Docker free kick coming back to Chisholm. Miranda and Chisholm not all that happy about the free kick, but right on the defensive 50-metre line, Scott Chisholm.
Well, barely a game goes by without Miranda finding himself in the wars. Or was he off? Leach gets on his bike quickly after slipping over, kicks to Muir. Muir short of left half forward. And the big arms of White go up to drag it down. White's kick looks for Bandy. Into space. He leads away from Deere to grab it.
Just too quick on that occasion.
Yeah, I thought he read the game very well then, Don.
That's the second time, Malcolm. I take your point. Just see what his kicking action is like.
Hasn't scored a goal today. Kicks right on 50. It'll be close. It might be there. I think it is there. The crowd likes it. Melbourne Park concurs. Well, Bandy gets his first, and the Dockers go to a lead of 10 points.
Now this could be a little bit of a problem with Deere on the ground. Deere did all right in the latter part of the second quarter on Bandy. Consequently, they put Charles down into the forward line. Because Neil is off the ground, but Deere will have to do a little bit more of these centre bounce downs and just watch Bandy doesn't become a usable player.
So the Dockers stretch their margin to 10 points. Bandy up early. Deere has to stand his ground. Bond in underneath. Waters in over the top.
What Deere's trying, actually now they've made the change, Richmond. They've got Charles on the ball. I think they'll have to take Deere off and Neil will come on. Yes, that's what they're doing.
In the centre square. Charles grabs it out of the air. Now handballs back towards his own goal. Campbell has to sit over the top of it. Pressure from Muir. Falls to Mitchell. Has a player loose in Rowe. Now Rowe heads and chips the ball towards Hunter. Hunter can't grab hold of it. Burke punches it away cleverly to himself. Now has to handball it to Bond. Half volley. Can't quite pick it up. And under extreme pressure forces it out of bounds. And another throw-in will result some 70 metres around from the Dockers goal.
Deere off and Neil on. Neil's going down to the forward line. Charles will do the ruck work.
White pushed in underneath it. Great hands from Campbell to Broderick. Can't get hold of the footy. Mitchell can. He's caught also. Waters underneath. Tap forward by White. Gale to Campbell. Quick kick. Tawney overruns it. And back to that player. Tremendous little passage of play here. No one can really get a clear possession. The umpire's letting it go, which is fair enough. It gradually comes clear. Can't hit, missed. Bandy sets up Leach. And out wide is Durkay. And Durkay closing from 30 metres out. And the Dockers have got another one. So great pressure from the Dockers across their half-forward line. Enabled Gary Durkay away to kick his first goal. And the second for the Dockers this quarter.
Well, the turnover came here. Watch Bond's handball. There it is. He tried to get it out to Tawney. Reflex handball, but Tawney was gone. Cut out by Bandy and finished off by Durkay.
Back to the centre. Gary Durkay gets his first goal, and the Dockers equal their best lead of the day, which is 16 points here at Subiaco. Knock away by Charles, who had a very good first half. And again, we're going to do it all once more. Only a few metres from the centre circle. Richmond's last score, the second quarter, late. So a good period for the Dockers. Bandy in front, Charles over the top. Mitchell, who's been busy. Naish follows him more than closely. Broderick. Now Campbell. Off target, perhaps. Yes, just one behind. Kicked by Wayne Campbell.
I don't know whether Campbell really does look around when he gets the ball, because Miranda was to his right. Could have put it over there.
Difference is 15 points. It's got to be accurate. And it is O'Reilly. O'Reilly short of half-back. Gets a call from the umpire to play on. He does. He'll find Hines with the kick. Daffy will stand the mark. Hines at right half-back. Lead being made by Kickett. He honours that, but it was a real difficult half volley. That should have been a free kick, you'd reckon, to Richardson. Umpire says play on. Hines applies a tackle, and the umpire said it's a stalemate.
Bond off because of that handball, and Funky coming on.
So Robert Wall swinging a few changes to try to lift the Tigers. 15 points they trail by. Knocked away by Charles. Opportunity for Waters. Collides with Rowe. Didn't help the cause of either of them. Picked up by Broderick. How did he get clear of that? Excellent effort. Kick away by Naish. Centering kick. Big leap from behind. Came from Jones. His lookalike Leach paddles it forward. Now Chisholm. They go out wide over the head of Kickett. And the mark taken by Wills.
Andrew Wills in space, bouncing round centre wing. Now goes longer to centre half forward. Players wanted him to fly. Kellaway, unbelievable courage. Just went straight at it. Falls to Durkay. Oh, takes on Kellaway. Brilliant play and sets up Rowe.
He's got some skill, Durkay.
So Brad Rowe kicked the goal in the second quarter late. And wonderful skills.
Some courage shown by both Gale and Kellaway as they both went for the ball.
And danger signs here for the Tigers. They just can't get clean possession around that midfield area. And the irrepressible Dockers really is a reversal of form from last week. Just kicked the one. And has been a noted goal kicker in his time. In fact, 69 games and he's kicked 74 goals, so he's averaged just over a goal a game. So kicking from 40 metres. Very deliberate shot at goal. Swings back. It's a lovely kick. It's another one for the Dockers.
Yes, they're playing disciplined football, the Dockers. They come around wing as Wills did on that occasion. Then they bring the ball into centre half forward, so the players know exactly what's going on. Great courage there. That was a Prescott that came across there. Durkay just getting out of the way. Excellent kick.
So Brad Rowe at his third AFL club gets his second goal today. After an excellent pass from Gary Durkay, Rogers kicks around Durkay. A one-on-one duel. Edwards got to the front posse. Kickett gets it back to that same player. Goes around his teammate there in Leach. Still he goes from half back. Almost across the ground. Gaspar couldn't mark it. Charles in trouble. Tackled by Bandy. The big fella picks it up. Flipped out the Wills. Somebody's got a free kick for on the shoulder. It's going to White.
Kneeled off and Ryan on. Ryan's gone down to the forward line for Richmond.
And Neil wasn't on for very long, so Robert Walls really trying to swing the changes to lift his side. Now Leach kicks well inside 50. Tall timber down there for the Tigers. Good mark to Charles. Really good big man's game today. Gale in front with O'Reilly. Couldn't take the mark. Hines like a rover. Close to the boundary line. And Michael Gale just gets a fist to it to make sure that it does clear the line. And it's out of bounds right on 50. Fremantle leading by 21 points. In what could be a bit of a boil over here this afternoon if they can maintain that lead. Burton to Rowe for his third. It won't be a score, but it is out in front of goal. Hunter doesn't get the bounce that he wanted. Tackle by Durkay on Callaway was effective. Tate looks for a free kick for holding the ball, but the umpire will come in and bounce it. 40 metres out from the Dockers' goal in the third quarter. They lead 10-12 to 8-3.
Pretty good play then by the Dockers forwards. 2-on-4, kept it in. So it's given them another chance some 35 metres from goal. Take out the air. Great handball back to Durkay, coming alive. Chips it to the front of the square. One-on-one, Burton, surely.
It's a problem, isn't it? When you're so tall, you just do not have to jump. He just had to drop on David Burke. There was nothing David Burke could do then. He was in front. Especially in the last quarter when players are a little tired, they just can't get off the ground. Look, big hand goes up.
Yes, Matthew Burton's kicked 3 points today, and you'd think from Oh, he'll kick this from about 15, 17 metres. It's absolute soda. And is. So the Dockers go further ahead.
He was in great form when the Dockers first came on the scene, Matthew Burton. He amazed everybody with his mobility, his ruck work. And he is a good player. There's no doubt about that. Here's the high ball once again. And you can do that if you've got a tall down there, and Fremantle have got it in Burton.
He's going to be the Justin Madden of the next decade, isn't he?
Yes, although the way Bandy's playing, it's going to be hard to see him get a run on the ball.
The dinosaurs are not dead. We approach the halfway mark of the third quarter. The Dockers with a good lead now. It's out to 27 points. Don't write the Tigers off. Gale. Kick it. In trouble. Can't get clear. Mitchell. A little give to Wills, who was grabbed. Retarded his progress somewhat. And pass comes out to Muir. Muir kicks towards half forward. Marking contest out there. Gasper, a little give to Tape. Gets it back again. And there is a whistle on play. It's going to be a Richmond free kick. Tape will take the free kick. On to Campbell, who's been seen at both ends of the ground today. Campbell away a fumble. He doesn't do that too often. Still he goes. Up to Burke. Not the greatest of hand passes. Burke made it look a little bit more difficult. Durkay. There's Ryan. Campbell. Ryan. First gamer. Finds touch on the boundary line. Throw in on centre wing. Right on 10 minutes to go in the third term. Dockers by 27 points. Kingsley Hunter just being spoken to there by trainer to see if he's okay. He appears to be. Charles and Bandy, one by Richmond ruckman. Still he goes. Looks for Kerouac. Rowe went in pretty solidly with a hip and shoulder. Sock it off the ground to Gale. Courage needed here. Chisholm shows it. He'll get away from Naish. Umpire had to get out of the road. Charles didn't look too nice. Leach has got pace to burn. 2 bounces. Inside 50. Oh, a real 9-iron job. Bandy from the back. Gasper. And taken over the line by Burke for a rush behind to the Fremantle Dockers.
Setting himself on that occasion, Burton. Had Gasper not come in, he would have taken it.
It's 11-13 to 8-3. 28 points the margin.
So Richmond under extreme pressure at the back. Tawney now undecided, now being worn. Tries to go long. And pretty well done by players. Back to Durkay's having a lively quarter. And it's all the Dockers. Hunter kicks in and kicks another one. Absolutely raining goals here, and Fremantle now have almost got a match-winning break.
I was just going to say exactly the same thing, Malcolm.
Well, you
took the words right out of my mouth.
What would you do when you saw this happen in the goal square? 2 Fremantle guys on their own.
That happens, of course, with kickoffs now.
Well, they'd run up the ground, Richmond, and the turnover came through Durkay.
$34 points the lead is. Robert Walls will not be happy. It's not a match-winning lead, but it's probably getting to the stage where it could be. Gale having a go on the ruck against Bandy. Won comprehensively by number 44 for the Dockers. And they run in numbers out of the centre again. Durkay long to full forward. The spider is there. It's taken over. No, it's still in play. Gasper. Leach a little nudge on Daffy. Has to beat Miranda. Daffy. On to Ryan. Ryan from half back. Well, it's coming back. It's going to be a free kick to be taken by Miranda. Funky, isn't it? It was Funky. Not Ryan. And Miranda with the kick. Charles on top of it. Out comes Kickett. Charles into his back. Free kick. Don't think you could argue with this, really.
No, He's gone in and ridden him right into the ground.
Well, Edwards went without the footy. Got pace to burn, though, as I said before. He gets up, still he goes. One bounce. Kicks to half forward. Oh, good effort by Gasper. That's a spectacular juggle. Gasper from half back. Just towards the centre wing position. And out of bounds. So a throw in. 12-13-85. Fremantle. Richmond 8-3-51, or a bounce it's going to be, close to the centre wing area. Kicks in the third quarter, 29-14, more than double.
Yes, they just can't get hold of the footy at the moment. And except for Broderick. Now goes short. Charles can't grab a hold of it. Jones. Charles on the ground. Good contest. Really, Kickett and Chisholm have mopped up so well across this half-back line. And just looking at that Richmond structure, you sometimes wonder, perhaps when you go back to normal half-forward line of 3 and 3 across your full-forward line, sometimes it's another option instead of just trying to play zone areas.
Bond on and Daffy off for Richmond.
Nash gets clear, ducks, and we'll get a free kick. So Richmond really need this. They've got the last 5 goals in this quarter. Fremantle side.
Just need a lift, but I don't know where it's going to come from, Richmond.
So Chris Nash got a goal in the first quarter. Kick from 30 metres. Usually kicks pretty well, and that is no exception. A badly needed one for the Tigers.
His second goal, Chris Nash, 3-1 last week against North Melbourne. He was one of their better. He was one of Richmond's better players.
Gee, it was almost holding the ball, wasn't it?
It's pretty tough.
Could have gone that way.
My word. But then again, when I saw it initially, I thought it was too high. But
one of those decisions that could have gone either way. Nash ducking the head when he was tackled. The umpire said it was too high. He could have been penalised for holding the ball. Rowe. A little give. Durkay. Good tackle. Ball rebounds off wide. The umpire is caught in a step over toe hold. And it might enable the Tigers to get away. Miranda, well tackled by Leach. Muir went without it. White getting ridden into the ground. Gale. Long hand pass. Leach and Campbell. Campbell's got him. Mitchell overruns it. Gee, it's tough in the clinches. Kickett comes out with the football over the head of Rogers. Gives it to Chisholm. Off one step. Chisholm's kick towards centre half forward. Only one man going for it. That's Gale. Brendan Gale. Oh. Straight into Hunter now, who takes the kick. It needs to bounce accurately, and it does! He's kicked the goal!
well, when things start happening like that, you're in a little bit of trouble.
Hunter gets his third. Dear oh dear.
Ball cut out, normally a right foot kick. Hunter steadies and puts it through.
It's the steal of the day. He wasn't on the mark, but effectively he was. Gale kicked it straight to him, and he got his third. He's kicked 3 goals, 3.
Yes, when you're hot. Gale now into ruck, and he'll confront Bandy. And it's just leads their way back in the Tigers, but that's a crucial blow. Rowe runs at it. Toya spins around, wants to set up Wills. Now Wills runs, kicks. That's a long kick. That's a lovely kick. That is a great kick.
Oh, gee.
And the pressure in that midfield again is intense. And the Dockers sweep it forward and allow Andrew Wills to kick almost the goal of the day.
Well, Gale's got to put his body into the centre bounce. He's allowing Bandy to go unimpeded. Bandy's got it first touch with, sent it Dockers' way. When it's tough in there, just got to keep the ball going forward. And that was a great finish off by Andrew Wills. He was a good player last week when they got defeated by Fitzroy. He just quite hasn't delivered the goods. Maybe this will start and be a turnabout in form for him.
The difference was 4 points at half-time. It's now out to 40. Bandy again, but Broderick takes the tap over. Kick up towards half forward. Almost a mark to Chisholm. He's good enough to get it back to Leach. Tackled by Campbell. Once more Chisholm. Waters says go, and he does. He's been terrific across half-back. Little look-away hand pass to Toya on centre wing. One bounce. The Dockers running game has been fantastic in this quarter. It's as far as it's going this time. And it's chopped off by Tate. Jamie Tate looking for tall timber on centre wing. Almost found it there in Charles. Toya roves it well. On the bottom of the pack is Damien Ryan. And it's going to be a ball up right next to the interchange gates. 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter. And the Dockers by 40 points. It could certainly be the upset of the round. If you forget about Sydney beating the top side Brisbane, but Toya, tackled by Campbell. Mitchell, back to Rowe, who likes to run as well. Two bounces, gets to 50, pings it goal. It needs to come around. It doesn't come around enough, and they missed by about 1/3 of a metre. They won behind, kicked by Brad Rowe. He's kicked 2 goals, won this afternoon. That of the Dockers tally at 14-14. So the difference to 41 points, 28 scoring shots to 12.
It's a little men for the Fremantle side that are doing the damage.
Kicking comes commentary side. Bandy over the top. That is a mark. That is a mark. Impressive. Daniel Bandy from the Perth Footy Club. Kicks in the centre half forward. Burton in front. Great punch. Burke. High tackle, and we'll relieve a bit of pressure. We really need to start something here, the Tigers. This game's starting to get a little bit out of hand. If they can't just keep this pressure up, stop the Fremantle side from scoring. And some Tiger players need to put up their hand.
Well, that's a shocking kick.
And the wheels are starting now to fall off.
Bandy. Oh, my word. We'll just restart all that. Can we go back to about 30 metres ago and about a minute ago, Don? The game had everything until what a shocking 30 seconds of play.
We'll edit that out for the replay.
Boundary line throw in. Trying to work through is funky. They've been good here. Toya, Mitchell, he really is a clever player. And another great smother then from Rogers. And the Tigers, happy to see that over through Charles.
Miranda coming off for Richmond. Daffy back on. Daffy will go with Wills. Wills around midfield.
So it's right on the 50-metre line.
Wills playing now half back, picking up maybe Bond.
Charles through Campbell's hands. Waters wanted some help. Now Gasper. Now the Tigers are away. Sweeps the ball beautifully wide. Out to Tawney. Tawney can run. Kick doesn't hit right. Gives Ryan a chance. Has to wait and prop for it. Hines puts pressure on. And really the kick just let the Tigers down.
They have got it to half forward though, as they trail 9-3 to 14-14. Translates to a 41-point deficit. So the throw in. Michael Gale gets Bandy. Long and the short of it. Bond. Kick away comes from Ryan. Now opportunity for Naish, but the boundary line is too close. Might have been able to make something out of that, but it's history. 2.5 minutes left in the quarter. Almost in Richmond's right forward pocket. Brendan Gale, Benny Gale as he's better known, against Bandy. Campbell. Snap at goal, off target or behind or out of bounds on the full. It's the latter. Has kicked a goal today. He's also kicked in from full back. Jones. Bandy, no. Charles, good effort. Well marked. Too far out to score, you'd think, from there. 55 to 60 metres. O'Reilly sets himself forward and takes what turned out to be a very easy mark. Thought about giving it to Chisholm, goes to the opposite side now. Good mark, taken by Scott Edwards.
Wonderful skills then from Stephen O'Reilly. Kick it with 21 possessions. Been busy. Mitchell's got 17 and Chisholm 15. They really have made some havoc. Long kick down towards centre wing. Over the players' heads. Tawney's first to recover. Fantastic off the ground. Here comes Wills. The racehorse Andrew Wills now sets up Kickett. Now Dale Kickett has to come back and now he's in trouble. 3, had to beat 4 and did it pretty well. But sets up Waters in the middle of the ground. Now, a quick handball to Broderick. really needs some run. Has to wait. The handball's not carried to him. Wills trying to avoid now caught. So just indecisive play from most players there, and the ball forced about 20 metres without anyone really being clean in a disposal. Yes, the margin 41 points. It went quickly, as many games can, and Fremantle just on a big roll. Wills throws it onto his boot. Play in the hand of the traders. Unbelievable kicker. It is your day, isn't it? Sets up low, and Rowe from now 30 metres. Handballs to White. Bad half volley. Does well, the young fella. Whacks it onto his left boot and unfortunately misses. And I guess if Brad Rowe could have that time again, either the handball would have been better or certainly a shot at goal.
But we edited that bit out too. So Burke right next to the behind post with less than a minute remaining in the quarter. Burke goes short. This is Prescott. Prescott at right half back. Tall timber needed there. Richmond didn't have much, but they've got the run of Campbell now. Can the Tigers get one on the board before three-quarter time? Naish loves a goal. Won't get a chance to kick this. Shot at goal came from Ryan. And what's the youngster done? He's missed. He's put it through for one behind. That would have been a real handy goal close to the three-quarter time siren. Jared Neesham would be pretty happy with the side's effort in this third quarter because they led by 4 points at half-time. And it's now 40. And this is Toya, who kicked 3 early goals for them.
So Luke Toya chips the ball back in the middle to Wills. He can run. Now he's in trouble. Tamarother gets away, and Boucher starts through the middle in what has been a fantastic 7-goal quarter by Fremantle. 7 goals 2 to Richmond's 1 goal 2. Really has split this game wide open, and it never looked like that in the first half. A 40-point margin is just an amazing result after some terrifically tight stuff in that first half. And the back line of Kickett and Chisholm across that half back line. Mitchell's been great around the middle. Toya started getting some kicks, so did Wills.
It was the Dockers' real running game we saw, perhaps to its best effort for the season, Malcolm. Last week it came unstuck and it looks very untidy and ugly when it does come unstuck, but it was fantastic in that quarter.
It was indeed. I'd just like to think, how come you can't take your home ground with you? I mean, it really
ask
is.
the Crows.
Well, yeah, and you're going to have to ask the Brisbane Bears that today
yes.
as well, too. And, I mean, it is interesting that players do grow a leg. Did some stats a few years ago. It was about 4.5 goal advantage to every side in the comp over a period of time, a home ground advantage. And that's quite significant. Even when they're getting beaten, the Bears earlier, it was still quite an advantage.
40 points the difference at the final change. 98 plays 58 at Subiaco. Back shortly. $40 points the difference in favour of the Dockers. They had 2 very close games in their debut season last year. They lost by 5 points in the first match. What can happen today? Bond, Miranda. They love the first goal. Can Bond give it to them? His hand pass loops over the top. Kickett intercepts. Daffy, good tackle. Chisholm. Waters is there. Fumbles, but should be able to get out of trouble. Hines, close to the boundary line, over the head of Miranda. Kickett again. He does this time to Bandy, who marks that left half back. Low trajectory pass needs to be pinpoints, and indeed it is to Muir. First goal vital for Richmond's chances.
O'Reilly out wide.
Mitchell's been good. O'Reilly getting some space between wing and half forward. Naish gives chase. Excellent mark taken by Hunter on the lead. Kingsley Hunter has kicked 3 goals 3. Have to be a chance of kicking this.
It's not the best kick in the world, although it's been fairly accurate today.
He'll kick from about 48 metres when he comes in. He's gone back a long way. He gets onto it. It's not bad. It's there. It's a goal.
And that was all set up by O'Reilly. Now O'Reilly's playing at full back. He started as centre half back, took off from centre half back, went out wide. He's rewarded for his running, and then spots Hunter. And things just not going well since 2 early goals in the third quarter. Things haven't gone Richmond's way. It's got to start in midfield. Bond got it out. But they've got to be far more tenacious.
So very ordinary bounce to Mitchell. Kick it running hard. He has all day. Caught high. Now Muir is in trouble. Taps it out beautifully to Leach. Let's kick it running again. That's great play from Dale Kickett. And disappointingly, the ball just drifts off and are behind. But great running play again from Kickett. Yes, the Richmond guys look on. Greg Deere, Michael Gale. Just didn't quite catch the play with his hands.
Might have been Mark Neal.
Mark Neal, was it? Yeah, he was a bit quick early, wasn't he? Ball comes over the back. Broderick can't get control of it. Player still working hard. Gasper has to stand. Gives it out of the path of Campbell. Now Campbell just wants it to sit. He does. Now kicks it long. Chisholm in front. Miranda from behind. Taps it over the back to him to his own advantage. Has some support here from Funky. And Miranda and Funky working on the boundary line. Hines and Chisholm. So a great little contest right on the boundary line from 4 players. And if Richmond can mount some of those and get 2 or 3 quick goals, perhaps they still are a chance.
Bounce just inside the boundary line, almost in front of our commentary position here at Subiaco. Hines, a little toe poke out to Funky. Did well to get a boot finally at the ball. Edwards, Miranda, Chisholm chasing. Still he goes, Chisholm goes for the boundary line. The crowd will be happy with that. Had it been the opposition, there would have been a huge roar. If it had been at somewhere like the MCG or Victoria Park or Football Park. So once again, throw in. White looks for the front position, knocks it out the back. Funky is there, got a fingernail to it. Shepherd's for Campbell. A little give, Daffy. Big Docker's fist clears the zone. Out of bounds in front of Miranda for a throw-in, 25 metres from the behind post. Docker's yet to record a win over Richmond. They had 2 close contests last year. O'Reilly directing traffic. The ruckman got a tap to that. Hines to O'Reilly, who set up their last goal with some good play. Now Jones. Jones short of right half back. Long clearing kick, Kickett. And Daffy, a lovely sidestep by Dale Kickett. Measures the pass and over the top. Tawney sees the ball out of bounds. An excellent leap. It will be thrown out of bounds or thrown in on the outer side on centre wing. Is that right?
Yes, that's about right.
Thank you. 105 to 58.
He's been an excellent player, half-back, Kickett.
This is their best score against Richmond too. I know it's only two games, but I suppose you've got to build on some little bricks, and this is one of the bricks they're building today. 12-18 was their best score before, or that was the Richmond score, wasn't it? So 12-9 or something like that. Yes, it's amazing, isn't it? The change from one week to the next with the side like Fremantle. And I'm glad I don't bet on football, because I would have lost money on this. I think, Don, you have.
Yes.
Bandy, once again, reading the play beautifully. Kick behind the game. He's been a good player. Giles and him got kicks across half back, both of them. Out wide. Mitchell, creative as ever. Now runs. Puts his foot on the accelerator, kicks. Big pack of players, wheels over the back, onto his left foot, and another one to the Dockers.
Well, it's the best game I've seen Wills play since joining the Dockers. Quite a good player when he played at Geelong. Had the opportunity to come across, he took that. It really hasn't lived up to what he showed at Geelong, and this is the best performance I've seen him put in for the Dockers. Played at half forward, went down to half back, now playing centre wing.
(16-15 to 9-4), and I guess the scoreboard does tell the story of the day now. Wills kicking his second goal, and a very disappointing effort after half-time from a Richmond point of view. Well in the contest at half-time. Still they go. Funky, a hand pass over the top of the pack. Good tackle by Edwards. Ball jarred free from Richardson's grasp. And a bounce. A pretty fair decision
Richmond have only kicked the one goal, and that came through Nation the third quarter since half-time. They've only added 8 points to their half-time score, Richmond.
Who would have predicted that when it was only 4 points the margin then? Knocked down by Rogers. Chance for Miranda. Kicks over the head of Muir. Good centering kick, almost a mark to Daffy. Edwards a chance. Now O'Reilly gets it well away from Chris Nash. Throw in about 40 metres from goal. 15 minutes left in the match. I thought Richmond's tall timber early would rule the roost, but it's the running players of the Dockers who've done so well. Nash to Campbell. As Don said, Richmond with just the one goal after half-time. That's a good mark taken by Bonds after the kick came from Broderick.
It has been a good day for Bond. He's been on interchange, but he at least started the quarter well. It's the last quarter by getting the ball out of the centre. Turned the ball over at half-back, and I believe one of those goals was a contributing factor. It was the second goal in the third quarter. The first one came when Deere was on Bandy.
Chris Bond for his second, and only Richmond's second after half-time. Judging by the crowd reaction, I'd say he's missed. 16-15 to 9-5, so that's 111 to 59.
Chisholm kicks the ball to himself, now runs, and then draws the players and kick it. So they've combined well at the back. Goes in short to Hines. So an exercise in skill now, a bit of a training run. Hines comes wise to Wills. Has Waters on. That'll be good from here. And a kick into the forward line. Toya has to sit and wait.
Oh, excellent mark.
So the Richmond side haven't touched it from that original kick out, with some pinpoint passing from the Fremantle side. And a very good mark this. Kept his eye on the footy. So Luke Toya just kicked 3 goals. And we first saw him in the Lightning Premiership. It was the first time that he was exposed to any sort of level of AFL football. And here he is now lining up for his 4th goal. And it just hoiked it a bit, so he's missed. So 3 goals too in a pretty good afternoon's work. Got a couple of important goals early in that first quarter. And Fremantle just really just marching away with this game.
14 scoring shots to 32. Campbell, who's had the kicking in role a little bit today. Burke. Callaway gives it to Gasper. Gasper trying to draw the man to him. Over the top eventually to Burke. Kick it. Chips into the space very nicely to mark in front of Daffy. O'Reilly on the run. Well clear of Benny Gale from right half back. O'Reilly chips to Leach. Bond will stand the mark. Gasper across the front of the pack but couldn't take the mark. Tate looks for a free kick. Norris is there. Taken over the boundary line by Damien Ryan. Throw in centre wing out of side. 112 to 59 here at Subiaco. We've got 12.5 minutes left in the game. Dockers are going to record a pretty good win. Charles, Bond, good pressuring by Wills. He might come up with a football. Tried to get it to Mitchell, but the boundary line was too close. Played well today, Andrew Wills. He's kicked 2 goals too. Almost seems to have found a yard this year, and those are pretty good stats. 13 and 2 and 4 marks. Nash a chance. Left foots it. Up to Miranda. Gets front position. Tackled by Chisholm. Ooh. Goes for the boundary line. Miranda asks the question. The answer is given in the negative. Not out of bounds deliberately. And the throw in 70 metres from goal.
Gee, I thought it was worth an ass too. It was just smashed straight over the boundary line. I think that's what the rule was for. I suppose it's not going to make much difference now, but you'd like to see the free kicks paid if they're there. Leach has also been good. Kept his head over the footy, then ducks out of the trouble. Got back through the pocket of both players and disappeared underneath their legs. Got a free kick for High. Edwards. Now there's a problem. Not a lot of players up forward. Gasper does well to keep Durkay off the footy. Sets up Kellaway, has to wait for it. Now recovers his position, and to the ball to Rogers, looking in the Naish direction. Hines is there, a lot taller, over their heads. Miranda, clever, caught, gives the ball back. Funky can't get back onto it. Coming into it as Kickett. He really has been sensational. And Jones, with the advantage rule played, and Mitchell can now run. And running through the semicircle of the 50-metre line, goes for his second bounce. He really does need players coming at him, and unfortunately the kick falls to Charles, and he marks well on centre wing.
Scotty Waters off and Callaghan on for the Dockers.
Daffy. Long roost. A little nudge there by Benny Gale. Miranda a snap. He's hit the post.
Well, that really
days.
sums up Richmond's performance in the second half.
1 goal, 1.
Miranda been on and off the ground, playing mainly in the forward pocket.
52 points is the difference. I was about to say before, Richmond looking pretty tired. The Dockers certainly finishing full of running. Chisholm.
You always look tired when you run second.
I suppose that's true enough, Don. Hines to Scotty Edwards. The running game suiting them well today. The Dockers. Jones. White. Those 6 marks was pretty spectacular in the goal square in the first quarter. And not a lead, Kingsley Hunter. Well, he is too far out to score now. Bandy making the lead. Getting plenty of advice from the crowd over there. Oh, wobbly old punt off the boot. Bandy almost. Shuffled out the side. Broderick looking for someone to give a hand pass to. Ball jarred free in that tackle. Gasper, Rogers, Mitchell. Good tackle. Great tackle. Picked up by Kickett. Kickett measures his pass onto Spider Burton. No, Durkay's there. Left it for him. And shepherded by Rowe. Durkay's pass could have been better. Might bounce through for a goal. I don't know that it was touched. I don't think it was. It's a goal.
Well, Durkay has done well since coming on. Came on in about the third quarter. It's kicked 2-1, but again it was Kickett who got it involved. Here it is, undecided, looking for options, nothing coming, 50 metres. It's not a good kick off the boot, but it's just overrun there by Tawney.
Yes, the margin 58 points, and it's amazing how your luck goes when sometimes you don't need it. You'd like to have a bit of that luck when you're about goal behind one day with a minute to spare or something. But he had the footy and he had a shot at goal and got through the players. Amazing. So a rebounce in the centre square. Burton backhanders it. Mitchell trying to control it on the ground. Does it very well. Wills kicks it very high. The true centre half forward position. Punch comes from behind. It falls to Durkay. Can he kick another miracle one? Caught. The ball slung in as he kicks it. Hunter caught also and dragged off the ball, and a free kick will go against that player for the umpire called holding the ball. And Tawney. Jason Tawney. Handballs onto Gasper. Kicks and picks out Burton beautifully. To Leach. Wants to set up a big fella. Well, he set him a real task and couldn't quite control it. There were tigers everywhere to deer. Quick kick out wide, and Richardson hits him on the knee. Now the big fella runs, taps it to himself. Jones is persistent to Hines. Damien Ryan tries very hard on the ground, so does Hines, and a ball up on centre wing. Just over 8 minutes remaining, and the Dockers now doing it pretty comfortably. Brad Rowe comes off and Clyde Waterhouse on. Through his hands. Richardson, very good for a big fella on the ground, to Prescott. Kicks the ball to centre half forward into space. Edwards almost marks it. Naish, clever, to Rogers from 50 metres out. Matthew Rogers kicks, the ball floats, and the Tigers have finally kicked one.
Second goal to Matthew Rogers. 10-6 to 17-16.
Only jeers coming from the crowd. An enthusiastic welcome for that goal. It's been a long time coming. Tigers have tried hard in the last quarter, but the job was done in the third quarter by Fremantle. Rogers has tried hard. He went off the ground with a cut head, stitches.
So only Richmond second since the main change. They were then 8-2, they're now 10-6. So an excellent second half so far by the Dockers. Will record their first win over Richmond after two close encounters last year. Bond from the circle, intended for and finally gets Rogers. Leach overruns it, now a little give, comes out to Hines. Nice sidestep by the former West Coast Eagle. And Wills, playing one of his best games that I've seen from him. Right across the ground to Waterhouse, who has to stand and wait for it. Just a little bit too high in the kick. Mitchell bent down, had it kicked away from him. Waterhouse gets a second chance. Leach running with him. Callahan. Over the top. Gee, that wasn't a great hand pass. Might be a chance for Campbell after Tawney came unstuck. Rogers takes the hand pass from Deer. Richardson would have liked it delivered better on the run. He gets out of the way of Jones. Has a bounce, has a couple. Still he goes. Looks for Rogers, who fell over at the crucial time. Did well to get up and finally give out a hand pass. It wasn't a good one. Gee, they're under pressure, Richmond's forwards. Jones. Now Hines. Plenty of time to kick towards centre wing. And Callahan takes the mark. Spent a lot of time on the bench today. He's pretty pacey. He'll be keen to do well in the remaining minutes.
And chips very well to Toya. He also back into the middle, and White. So haven't gained a lot of ground, but certainly still got control of the footy.
They look fresh, Malcolm.
Yes, it's amazing. As I say, the score. You look up the scoreboard and you find yourself nearly 10 up. It's amazing how you can find a leg sometimes. Broderick, great handball back, and David Burke chips around the boundary line to centre wing, and Bond first there, has a bit of time, and as apparently the ball is out, so the boundary umpire will call that back right on centre wing, and the ball now going from end to end, as it does quite often in some of these games, as one side takes control, and it really becomes just a bit of a practice drill at the end of the game. So just over 6 minutes. Robert Wall looking at his watch, and the plane will take off shortly, I'm sure, Wolsey. It's been a disappointing day for the Tigers and a good one for the Fremantle Dockers. Campbell pushing the ball forward and out of bounds again. Yes, it happened quickly, didn't it? I mean,
yeah, they just made the break midway through the third quarter and bang, 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 bang.
Campbell's had 30 touches, but they just probably haven't been as clean as some of the Dockers players. Daffy handballs it away. Prescott stands up in the tackle. Now's kicked forward, and Naish and Edwards. Great contest there. Jones runs into trouble. Coming hard at it's Richardson. And a lot of pressure in the midfield. Daffy bursts through, can't get hold of it. So a lot of mishandling in the centre square.
Sting gone out of the match now, certainly. It's gone out of the Tigers game, and the marks in the final quarter 25-4. Of course, the Dockers chip it around a lot, so that would help that stat certainly. Daffy again a chance, didn't take a clean possession. Rogers did well to get a boot at it. Edwards has been pretty good. Naish a chance. Edwards once more. Norrish. Hand pass is effective. Taken away by Jones. Kicks towards centre wing. Mitchell gets flattened. Loose ball still to be won. Over the boundary line. Is he Tawney with the footy? He is. Jumper carried to over 400 games by Kevin Bartlett, of course, number 29. Deer at the back, down to Gasper. Little toe poke. Tawney. Waterhouse. Oh, Dockers players are everywhere. Finishing with plenty of running. The Fremantle Dockers breaking the game wide open in the third quarter. Wills gives chase. Miranda. Gasper. And the mark taken down there by Damien Ryan. Ryan from right half back kicks it straight into the arms of Dale Kickett, who says thank you very much. It's been the story of Richmond's day, certainly after half time. Kickett's been pretty good. I'd like that kick to have been a little bit more accurate. Probably doesn't matter too much what they do now. Hunter's kick, not really effective. Funky, upset. Daffy runs into an opponent. Now Prescott gets clear. Just in the centre square. Long kick up towards centre half forward. That's as far as it's going. Hines chips into the space and takes them up.
Kicks out wide. Oh, great stretch from Jones. He's just been consistent at the back, and a free kick will be relayed down the ground as Richardson comes in very late. And this will go to Andrew Wills, and he will kick from just outside 50. So just a bit of frustration there from Matthew Richardson late in the game, and really is not the right time to do it, if ever. Andrew Wills.
Well within kicking distance too, Wills.
Yes, if he hits him right. If he can hit him right. Socks are down, so he's obviously starting to get very tight in the legs. Kicks, and has just hoiked it a bit, and only a minor score results, but 17-17. That's 34 shots to 17 to Richmond, 10 goals, 6. So they really have dominated in general play, probably. Even in that first half, Richmond had kicked very straight at that stage of the game. To Burke. Has Miranda loose. Now wanting more players to run on, and that's exactly what happens. And Durkay just holding up the Tigers here for the moment. Another chip. Richardson jumps, and that's a lovely jump.
Not the most popular player around, is he?
No, I wouldn't have thought it was anything like a report. It was just careless, wasn't it? Daffy has a player out wide, and he has to stand and wait, and this is Damien Ryan. Kicks. Not a bad looking kick to Gasper.
Great kick.
Almost got hold of it. Funky can't get hold of it. Great tap out. Now Gasper up forward. They share the ball to Campbell. Campbell runs, kicks from just on 50, and Stephen O'Reilly's been very dependable. And what he does do is set up the play again, because he is a beautiful kick. And this will give Jeff White every chance, because it's gone out of bounds on the full. Well done, Stephen O'Reilly. It's the first bad kick he's done all day. Terrific.
It was just a little bit too wide. Deer from behind tries to punch it away from Burton. Good tackle by Campbell. Wills. Callahan. Full of running, as I said. He'd be very keen to do well in the last few minutes of the game. Still he goes, Callahan. To half forward. And Gary Durkay has taken the mark. We've seen Hill's great skills today already. Hunter missed one that he certainly should have taken. Maybe to Sun. On to Waterhouse. Back to Durkay, or that was for whom it was intended. He'll give it over to Leach. Leach's left footer. Not an easy one to mark again, looking into the sun. Bandy and Burke. Might have been over the line. No, it wasn't. Ryan. Crowd says Richmond free kick. Damien Ryan in the left back pocket. Scoreboard just above him showing 119 to 66. In the last minute of this match here at Subiaco, the Dockers, an historic day for them over Richmond, because they were beaten in two pretty close contests by the Tigers last year in round 1 and round 16. Charles in front. He had a very good first half, and that's a pretty good mark.
Actually, he's tried very, very hard today,
He
Charles.
has. One of their better players, Don. Good kick. Distance-wise, certainly. Richardson the target, caught behind. Kickett roves the pack well in front. Good Shepherd provided, or intended to be provided, by Edwards. Back to Jones. Back to the Spider. Jones's pass. Onto White. And they get one more goal, the Dockers. He's outside 50. Low trajectory drop punt. Burke chips in to take them up.
Burke comes wide. And running for him was Tawney. Just held up by Durkay, couldn't run off. So down the last 30 seconds, and the kick just wobbles, and it's also a little bit indicative of the Tigers. The kicking hasn't been as good as we've seen in the past, and a lot of kicks have gone astray, particularly early. Richardson, when they had some of the ball, they were very high to him. He had a pretty good second quarter. Now Leach wants to play over the back. Totally unmarked is Rowe. Bandy comes on a lead. Now, Rowe gives it a big hoik. It's going right to the square. Flyers wanted. Big fist away and a minor score. So you would think that would be it, as the goal umpire is about to wave the flag with 1 second remaining, and the margin 54 points. In fact, it's 2 seconds.
Pedantic, 17-18 to 10-6. 4 points the difference at half-time, but an excellent third quarter by the Dockers has got them the points. Appropriately, White takes the mark right on the final siren, and the Dockers record their first win over Richmond here at Subiaco. A very entertaining match in the first 2 quarters, but the fitness of the Dockers and their running game cut the Tigers right open in the third quarter. A 7-goal third term, and Richmond was unable to come back after that. The Dockers bounced back after a defeat by Fitzroy last week. It's very hard to pick winners, isn't it?
It is, and I think, as I said, I'm glad I'm not a betting man on football, because I think I would have lost some money today. And it's a great tribute to the Fremantle side. They're still young in the competition, and I just thought this slump might continue for a short while. All sides that have been new to the comp have had that little slump at some stage, but that was just a fantastic result. Richmond, very disappointing.
I see Dwayne Lamb making his way out there to midfield, and I think he's just about ready for us now. Dwayne, who have you got?
Pete, I've got Daniel Bandy with me. Daniel, congratulations. Another good win, and probably a bit against the odds. There wouldn't have been too many people that would have tipped you today.
Yeah, we went to the game, obviously, after coming a disappointing loss after Fitzroy. We worked together as a team on the track during the week and really put in on the second efforts and things like that. So we concentrated on them, and it's paid off. Yeah,
I suppose you've got to take your hat off to Gerard, because really after last week's loss to Fitzroy, you could have your confidence down, but you look just so positive from the word go, and you seem to be full of confidence.
Yeah, I mean, we were lacking a bit of confidence, probably the key factor, and we went into the game trying to take the positives out of the game and play our own game, really, and we've done that and got the 4 points, so that's great.
And mate, your form's been real good this year. You've gone on each week and improved, and today you had a great contest with Charles. Probably both got a bit of the ball, but you must be happy.
Yeah, I'm happy with. I mean, it's been a while since I've last few games have been quite disappointing, but I mean, I'm learning. I'm young, so I'm enthusiastic, and today was just another bit of the learning curve for myself, and I enjoyed it, to be honest.
All right, well done again, mate. Congratulations.
Daniel Bandy speaking to Dwayne Lamb down there and repeating the final score here at Subiaco. They're pretty happy with the Dockers winning 17-18, 120, defeating Richmond 10-6, 66. We'll take a break. Back in a moment.